All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weed. I don't know if you can see down here, we have some weeds growing, and all I do is when I weed, I just try to get there early and get in there with my little 4-tine cultivator here, and I just kind of turn them up and they'll die. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you got to get to the root. Well, I kind of believe that and don't. I mean, if the weeds got to grow out the seed, and as long as you get to them before the seeds, they're not going to reseed. And over time, you'll eventually get rid of most of them, and it's not bad to let that decompose into the soil. So, like I said, all I do is I go up and down the rows, and I'm still picking up, dumbfounds me as well, garbage that's been here when whoever way back in the day owned the house. They used to dump trash out here, I guess, but I still finding glass and bottles and cans and you name it. I found it in here, and I still continue to find it, even though this is like my 3rd year of tilling this soil, and it still keeps popping up. The chickens are great about digging stuff up, so I'm constantly picking stuff up that they get a hold of and they find in the soil and pull it up. So anyway, that's what I do. So I'll just do a couple rows here and let you see kind of what's going on. I just kind of rake that soil up on top of break the roots. So I guess I am getting them at the roots, but break that soil up and I try to pull it out of the middle up to the plants here. That way I get that continuous feeding going on effect. I'll just turn them up, and most of those weeds will die, some won't, they'll come back, but like they say, every 1 weed you pull, 10 more grow. So just, if you're going to garden, get used to it. However, don't let those weeds get a hold of your garden, because them plants don't like the competition with these weeds. So you want to have some good vegetables, you want to make sure you keep the weeds at bay. I mean, it don't have to be perfect. Everyone tries to make everything all perfect and everything. That is not how it has to go, in my opinion. I mean, everyone has their own ways. If you got that kind of attention to detail and you want to do it, by all means, it helps. It's not always necessary, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing. It might make it a little better, but in my opinion, I just come in here and get this dirt pulled up around these plants, keep them continuously fed at the roots, get some nice plants going, dig out whatever trash I find, keep them in the soil, and hopefully you'll have a good harvest then. Right here I'm at the garlic. That's a new one for me, so I'm doing that. Got some advice from Florida Homegrown on growing some garlic. You got to put it in the freezer. I forget what the terminology is, but basically you got to do a mimic of a winter to get them ready, because it normally grows in colder climates. So keep it redneck style, I guess. I'll just say you're faking a winter for it, and then you put it in the winter here, but they got to be in the freezer for about 3 to 6 months or however long. Corner Earth, she got some good videos. I'd recommend watching her videos on that. Got way more better details than I can give. So this is basically it. So you see I got the 1 row on the left. That's a before. I got this other one on the right. That's kind of after. And I'm going to do that all the way across. Now when I run summer crops, I do a little different. Winter crops, I don't really use mulch. I just keep it dirt and keep it watered good, and seems to do well. I try to keep it where they don't overheat, I guess. But anyway, that's it. That's all I do. That's the weeding. That's the after. That's the before. And I just do this about every couple weeks, or whenever I see the weeds are growing. It's all based off the weather. If the summer was here, this would have been loaded with weeds already, but since it's winter, they just don't grow as fast, so don't have to do as much, which is a good thing. So there you go.